Namaste and welcome to this channel. So friends, today I'm going to talk about something that is a very important part of every individual's life. Any guesses about what I'm going to be talking about? Well, I'm going to talk about talking. Yes, you heard it right. I'm going to talk about communication. So usually when we communicate with people, it's either verbal or non-verbal, or it could even be a written communication. When we communicate, we give utmost attention to what we want to speak or what we want to say. Have we ever thought about what happens to the listener? Well, today's video talks exactly about this. So what is it that we need to keep in mind? What is it that we need to understand about the listener when we are talking? This applies mainly to all the teachers and facilitators who are engaged in online sessions. So I request all of you to please watch the video and make a note of whatever you need to in the video so that it stays with you and you can put all of that into practice. So I will leave you here for the time being and welcome you to the video. Thank you. Our topic for the day is 10 principles of effective listening. Let us look at what these 10 principles are and how they can be applied to our online teaching sessions. The first one, stop talking. What this actually is telling us is, don't talk but listen. When we are conducting online sessions, we have a tendency to keep on talking because we are actually in a momentum of completing what we have to for that particular session. And we hardly give time to the students to voice what they want to. And that makes us very poor listeners. As Mark Twain said, if we were supposed to talk more than we listen, we would have 2 tongues and 1 ear. Prepare yourself to listen. And in order to prepare yourself to listen, you need to relax. Because if you are not relaxed, you will always be in a rush to complete what you have to and miss out on listening to what your listeners or your viewers have to share with you. Put the speaker at ease. Help the speaker to feel free to speak. You as a teacher or as a facilitator need to give that convincing factor to your listeners or your students and allow them to speak when they need to express themselves. Remove distraction. I have spoken a lot on this in my previous videos, and once again, one of the principles, focus on what is being said. So rather than just rattling away as to what you want to say, give pauses, give time for your speaker or your listener or your audience to also voice what they wish to. Empathize. How many of us really do have this quality of empathizing with our online viewers? Well, we need to understand what the other person's point of view is. It's not always you as a facilitator who may be right. The student or the listener may also be right and want to share his or her view. Be patient. A pause, even a long pause, does not necessarily mean that the speaker has finished. So when your listener or your viewer is expressing something, sharing something, he or she may take a pause or halt for a moment to recollect whatever he or she wishes to share with you. Don't consider that as the end of what the person has to say. Wait and let the person continue and complete his or her statements. Avoid personal prejudice. Well, as teachers, as facilitators, most of us go through this in our careers where we tend to have our preferences. But I don't think that's a very nice thing to do with students. So always give fair and equal opportunities to your viewers, your learners to voice their views. Listen to the tone. Volume and tone both add to what someone is saying. I'm sure you would be able to identify the mood of your listener or learner from the way he or she speaks to you. So pay attention to that tone. It may be telling you something which is not visible to you online. Listen for ideas, not just words. You need to get the whole picture, not just isolated bits and pieces. So it is very important for you as a facilitator to gather what your speaker or learner is sharing with you or telling you. They may speak in bits and parts, but you, with all your experience, I'm sure, would be able to connect the dots and create the entire picture in front of you. Wait and watch for non-verbal communication. Many times, students or learners have different facial expressions, their body language, their gestures convey a lot to you as a facilitator. Look out for those gestures and facial expressions, the eye movements, because these can really be very important in conveying to you what the student or the child may not be able to voice verbally. So well, friends, I'm sure you would have learned something new today. And even if you haven't, it is always good to go through what you already know. So with this, I will say thank you, and all of you do take care, stay safe, stay at home, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Namaste.